Hey guys, welcome back to Real Leather Crafts. My name is Heidi and today I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on how to emboss leather. So to emboss the leather, we would need to use some blanks, and we're going to be using the leather coaster set from realleather.com as well as the leather key fobs. These are both made from veg tan leather, which is what we need to be able to emboss on. So we're going to use those. This is the bag of hardware that goes with the key fobs. The other things that you're going to need, you will need an embossing or die cutting machine. This is the Sizzix Big Shot, but there are many brands out on the market. You are going to need some embossing dies, which we've got here. These are very easy to find online or even at Michael's. You'll need a platform and a top piece to help sandwich the leather through the machine. We're going to need some paper toweling and some water to treat our leather before we emboss it. So let's pull this aside and prep our leather for embossing. So while I am doing this, I'm going to also talk about why would you emboss your leather. So the reason you would emboss leather is this is nice and smooth, and one of the traditional ways to finish it is to tool it with tools and hammers and stamps to create designs. It's a beautiful technique, but it does require skill and practice. So by embossing this, we're going to literally slide this in here, send it through the machine, and it's going to come out completely textured with minimal effort. So it is a very quick and easy way for beginners to add some texture to their leather pieces, as there are quite a few leather kits made from veg tan leather. And I do recommend learning how to stamp your leather. We have some videos up on the YouTube channel that walk you through the basics. But for today, we're going to go quick and we're going to go easy and we're going to make some stunning items. So the first thing you need to do before you emboss your leather is you need to case your leather, which is just a fancy way of saying we are going to get our pieces of leather wet. You can use a sponge, you can dip it in the water, but I like to just use a spray bottle and spray everything on this side and let the leather absorb the water. I'm going to turn this to a better spray. There we go. And you want to get the leather wet and evenly wet. You don't want, like here you can see some of it starting to dry out. I'm just going to go back over and coat it. And I'm just going to let this leather absorb the water. And then I'm going to flip the pieces over and do the other side as well. But we're going to let that sit there for a minute. See how it's evenly drying here, and like here on the edge we're getting some lightness, so we know we need to add a little more water here. We want it to evenly dry. So that's what we're looking for. So let me do the little key fobs as well. And yes, I'm getting water everywhere on my space, but that's the beauty of the paper towels. You can use it to dry everything up. So we got them nice and wet. And we're going to check this bracelet, see how we're starting to get some unevenness. We're going to add a little bit more water, even it out. And you would treat your leather this way as well for when you are going to stamp or tool your leather. So we're going to go ahead and flip these guys over and do the other side. And you want to do both sides so the leather doesn't like concave or stretch. It makes the leather relax because you've got both sides wet at the same time. The same thing is true if you ever work with paper. You would wet both sides of a piece of paper, not just one, if you were doing any craft that required that. Okay, and then we're going to flip these guys over and wet those as well. And then we're going to let this sit. We can usually let these sit. For embossing, it doesn't have to be too long, like 10-15 minutes. It really depends on how wet you get it and your environment. I am here in Arizona in the desert, so it doesn't take as long for things to dry out. But we just want it to be nice and damp, and we want it to evenly dry out. And these are going to lighten back up to their natural color. They should be cool to the touch, but you don't want to go too far past that, or else it will not emboss very well. Embossing does, I do feel like it needs to be a little bit wetter than when you tool the leather, but you'll know because when you run it through, if it doesn't take the texture, if it's very shallow, then we know you need to wet your leather some more. So while we let these dry out, I'm going to go get some paper towels and clean up the other mess I made, and then we'll be back to emboss. So the first thing we need to do is decide on our embossing templates. These are, again, I buy them, you can buy them online, you can buy them at Michael's. This side has a raised texture, this side is recessed, and you're going to squeeze the leather in between. You can buy these, or you can make your own by just creating shapes that go on top of here and get sandwiched between the tray and the top piece, and it will emboss cardstock or other shapes you might cut from plastic or anything. It just has to be shallow enough to get through the machine, but deep enough to leave an impression on the leather. So for the key fobs, we're going to do these leaves, and then for the coasters, we're going to do an assortment of gears. So you have usually a tray, a platform that you can run through, and then this platform. And this platform, you have different thicknesses, so you can go all the way down, or you can add a little bit more thickness, or you can go even thicker. It really depends on your piece, and you'll know when you go to start to crank this. If it's too hard to crank, then you need to go down to a thinner platform. These coasters are pretty thick, so I'm going to actually set it up for this size first and see how we do. And we're going to take our embossing die, and we're going to open it up, and we're going to take a coaster and we're going to sandwich it in here. And you can arrange it when the die is bigger than the coaster. You can arrange it to the way you like it. And then you would put a topper on. And then we're going to push this through the die machine. Now you do have to make sure you have enough clearance on that side as you crank it. And you want it to get caught. And then as we go, yeah, that's about right for thickness. We're going to check it though. And then we're going to check this by lifting this up, and we're just going to peek. And yeah, we got a nice, pretty impression on that. So there we go. That is what it looks like embossed. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do 2 with this one. For the other 2 coasters, I'm going to use this fun little gear one. Bring this back through. So you can do this on these smaller pieces like this. If you had a bigger die machine, you could use, get bigger embossing dies or work on that. But I also recently did a notebook, and I clamped this across. I did it in sections by matching up the pattern as I embossed the next piece. So this is, like I said, very fun, very easy. Kids can do this. People who don't really they want some leather decor, and they don't want to learn everything you need to know about tooling leather. It is definitely a little shortcut. This would be really fun. Like, I've done a journal cover with it. You could do a leather journal with it, and you can create your own shapes by cutting things out of either very thin styrene plastic, or you can do it with cardstock. All right, so if it's squeezing out water like this, it's probably a little bit wet, but for embossing, it's not nearly as important than if you were actually tooling leather. This would be way too wet for tooling leather, so don't get the two mixed up once you learn how to tool leather. So now we have this, and this guy is long, much longer than my die. So let me show you how I would do this. So this one is a very nice graphic on here. So I have something to line it up with when I do the next round. So I'm actually going to lay this right on here like this inside. So I get that row of diamonds. And I'm making sure it's aligned all the way down the piece. If you're going to do an alignment with your embossing, you do need to take a little more care with it. We're going to put our piece on top. We're going to push this guy through. And that might have been too thin, so I'm going to keep this pinched. I'm going to peek. Nope, that actually looks very good. So we're going to go ahead and bring this back. Now to do the other half, I'm going to align something I've already embossed with the design on here. And I'm going to kind of use the groove of the piece to kind of lock that guy right in place. And there we go. And then we're going to emboss the other side of the bracelet, of the key fob. And you'll see I have the repeat going all the way across on a piece that was longer than my embossing machine. And there you'll see I have a piece that is embossed with the continual pattern, even though this was longer than the embossing machine. So that is how you can do it with a graphic design. And then if you have a leaf design like this, it's going to be pretty much the same thing. It's just a little bit harder to line it up because you don't have the graphics. And in this case, I'm going to go, so there is that one. Now I'm going to turn this around, and this is where it's a little bit harder because this is one direction, okay? So it goes like that. And so for me, there isn't really a repeat on here to fit that. So what I'm going to do is find something on here that looks close, which is this leaf is lining up with that big divot. There we go. So we're going to line that up like that. It is not going to match. It is going to hopefully blend. And we're going to turn it. Let me show you how we're going to put it through here. We're going to turn it this way. Put this on top. I'm not going to even roll it all the way through. I'm just going to roll it part way through. And I'm going to see if I got it. I did. So I've embossed that end. I had one little spot where it kind of overlapped, but you can't even really tell. And there we go. I did emboss that with a nice long design as well. So there you go. That is how quick and easy it is to emboss leather, especially if you happen to have a die cutting machine of any kind, or like you could also put the design onto the leather and then put weights on top of it, leave it overnight, and it would emboss the design that way. That's an old school way, or if you have a book press, you can. The idea is to lay the artwork onto damp leather, add pressure or weight, and let it work its way down, and it will emboss for you. This is just doing a lot of pressure very quickly, so you don't have to wait. So there you go. Just know there's a way to decorate veg tan leather that doesn't require stamping and tooling. There are videos on how to do that on our YouTube channel, so make sure you check out all the tutorials over there. As always, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think of this video or have any topics you'd like to see me cover in future videos. And remember, the blanks to do embossing on leather are all available over at realleather.com. So make sure you hop on over and check out the large selection of items we have over there as well. So until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.